Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Ruby Gill, and I feel honored to welcome you all on the behalf of Lovely Professional University for today's webinar, which is entitled as Delve into the World of DevOps with Xebia. So attendees, I'm sure you'll feel enriched after the completion of this program with lots and lots of knowledge from our experts. So kindly allow me to introduce them. Mr. Gurasir Singh, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University. With an experience of 5 years of teaching, he has technically inclined to the field of networking and design methodology. He is AWS certified and has a good command on front-end technology. So please, I welcome a dynamic professional among us. So sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I humbly welcome our industry expert, Mr. Nurain. He's a hard developer fused with the entrepreneurial spirit, and he has expertise as a cloud architect and have worked on various industrial IoT projects. At Xebia, he's working in the capacity of senior consultant, making serverless a democratic place to be in. Mr. Nurain is AWS certified cloud architect with 4+ years of experience architecting cloud native applications on AWS, GCP, and Kubernetes. He's passionate about serverless technologies and the Kubernetes ecosystem. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for the enthusiastic welcome. I'm happy to be here.
I humbly welcome our another industry expert, Ms. Priyanka Nair, ardent project manager with over 7 years of experience in the realm of industry and academia. Long record of successful participation and contribution in varied project roles undertaken. So with the evident fervor towards self-betterment and community service, she firmly believes in learning throughout. So ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So I also welcome our admission expert, Dr. Chirag Sharma, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University. Having 10 years of experience as an academician, he has specialization in image processing with 45 research papers in international journals. And attendees today, he'll give you an insight of eligibility, fee, and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, he'll also be sharing the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. So with this, we'll begin today's webinar. I welcome you all once again to the webinar and hope that you all have a great interaction with our experts. So over to you, Mr. Gurasir Singh, for the content of the day.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction. Well, first of all, I welcome to all the panel members and all the students who have joined to this webinar. And I'm here to discuss the main agenda of the day. That is, what is the need of BTech honors, DevOps, and the industry experts in our BTech form, and what are the changes that we have made in the curriculum so far. Because BTech honors, DevOps had started 1 year back, and we have come up with some changes in the curriculum that I will be discussing in few minutes. Well, we all know that there has been change in the placements as well. The scenario of the placement has completely been changed. Like earlier, from the 4th year onward, student availed this opportunity, but now from the 3rd year onward, the student can avail the opportunity of placements. So instead of approaching the industry experts, we have bring the industry experts to the students via this forum. So I believe that this is a pivotal step for the students' growth. And as far as the curriculum is concerned, I must say that we have given the opportunity to the students to decide by themselves in which specialization they want to avail. They want to continue their degree. Like we can I can give you the example. Like if the student has taken the admission in BTech, CSE, machine learning, the student will get the information of not only the machine learning part, but with the DevOps and all the other branches of CSE as well, because we have made the first year common for all the BTech specializations. So this is, I believe that this is the great step for the future of students, because we know that after passing 12th, the students are not very familiar with all the branches of CSE. So once they have taken the admission, earlier what happened that once they took the admission in one of the specialization, they had to continue the same. But now they can switch to the different specialization in which they continue their interest in. So this is the change. We have made two subjects. In first semester, they will have to study orientation 1, and in second semester they have to study orientation 2, and in orientation 1 subject they will get the overall description of all the fields, and in orientation 2, that is in semester 2, they will get the in-depth insight of the specializations, so that they can decide by themselves in which specialization they want to continue their degree in. So this is the change that we have made in the curriculum of BTech honors, not only in DevOps but in all the BTech honor courses. And I must say that for about 35 to 40% of the courses will be taught by Xebia from the in the new scheme, and the remaining percentage of the courses will be taught by the LPU faculty. So now we will I will hand over the command to the Xebia team, so that we can have the insight of DevOps and the Xebia as well. So thank you so much. Now I'm hand over the stage to Ms. Priyanka.
Hi, everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone present here. So I would really like to, thank Team LPU for having us here. And before we really delve into the realm of DevOps by Nurain, I would really like to take you through, introduce us as an organization, and I'll just start with a quick introduction. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. So Xebia is an IT consultancy firm. We are a Dutch firm and we are headquartered in US. So we believe in creating the future fit organization and digitally arming the workforce of tomorrow. So Xebia has a different association in the enterprise businesses, in the retail market, and very, very strong presence in the higher education space. So here you can see our global footprints across the globe, and we have some 13 products out there in the market and collaborations. So you can see that Xebia Academy, Instruct, Co-Make It, PGS, Oblivion. So these are some of our collaborations that are out there successfully running across. In India, we are spread across in the north and the southern region. In India, we are headquartered in Gurugram. You can see that we have an IT presence and the customer base through enterprises, higher education partners. We have 150 plus subject matter expert and practitioners conducting these trainings and certifications on all the recent digital technologies, specializing in DevOps and cloud. We have more than 50 plus global accreditations, and we have trained and taught 1 lakh plus students internationally and nationally. Introducing the Xebia Academic Alliance, with which we are associated with Lovely Professional University. So this is the education arm of the Xebia group that is aiming to bridge the gap between industry and the academic requirements. We are intending to boost the young career who can be made fit to join the industry as soon as they complete their graduation, and ensuring a place for the students in this fast IT sector. So this academic program we run across different specialization, and with Lovely Professional University, We are partnered for the course DevOps. You can see that we have a lot of technology partners from Microsoft, Cloudera, Scaled Agile, DASA, DevOps Institute. So you can see we have customized training and certification across the enterprises and the world of academia, and the trainings are delivered globally from India, Middle East, USA, UK, Turkey, and so on. Our digital capabilities lies in different COEs and DevSecOps, DevOps being one of the strongest pillars of our digital capabilities. You can have a look on the best services that we are providing across different enterprise partners here, and some of them you can see on the screen here. We are providing education services and technological services to these organizations across the globe. Very vast and expert trainer and practitioner pool that we have from Netherlands. We are spread across, like I said, we are globally present. And some of them you can actually go on LinkedIn and you can search through and follow them for their contribution to the space of Agile, DevOps, and cloud. How do we really, upgrade the career associating with Xebia through Lovely Professional University? So as Grassi sir said that Xebia is in collaboration with LPU. So from classroom trainings to the live virtual webinars, the open batches, the personalized programs, the industry practitioners are mentoring the students right from the moment they start their academic journey with Xebia, and they are mentored throughout their academic journey to make sure that by the time they are graduating, they are ready to face the industry and to be deployed to the projects right on. So you can see that there is a progression that you can find with the specialized learning, experiential learning. The traditional learning is definitely there, but then the intent is to make it more interactive, experiential, hands-on, conceptual knowledge when applied can make a difference. How do we really make a difference? So like I said, we have different practitioners who are coming directly to you for the direct training, the placements and the opportunities to get placed at Xebia. So like I said, Xebia is very rich in different digital spaces, and we hire from the vast pool of the students, the talent pool that we have. You get to work on the top profiles from the specialization that you're working. You can decode the top salary band with specialization added to your profession. Yeah, apologies. I'm just having a throat break here.
Priyanka ma'am, we can't listen you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I just got something stuck in my throat, so hence I was just having.
No issues, ma'am. No issues.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, that how Xebia can make a difference to your career. You can decode the top salary bands with the specialization. One is you're doing the traditional courses, and one you are taking the leverage of the top salary bands. You can intern with the best. So across the year, we hire interns for various multidisciplinary innovative programs that can be based on different levels. So we say that you are basically covering or tracing the journey from digital training on the specialization programs to getting professionally certified by the organization Xebia, that is renowned and acceptable across the globe. How do you upgrade your career? How do you succeed in the digital world? We say that you are tracing your career from digital learn to digital earn. You are provided with the content, expert stitched, high rich courseware that is designed in sync with the industry experts and the academia professionals that is catered to by the learning management system. You get a lot of internship opportunities, like I mentioned. You get to work on the real-time industry projects. We cater to the continuous evaluation programs through different online platforms. Definitely the job assistance to within Xebia as well as to the partner community that I just mentioned. The mentorship program, the beauty of the specialization courses or being associated with the industry right in the beginning is to be mentored by the practitioners working in that digital space right from the beginning. Practical learning. Technology is all about applications. So the journey that you get from Xebia is definitely focusing on the practical learning. Integrating all these bits of the academic journey, you will land up to the digital earning that we call that being certified by the organization for your graduation, the specialization program in DevOps and cloud. We just don't make careers in technology. I mean, we are not just, technology. We are not just into the technology space. We ensure that we are making careers for the learner community. We believe in the student development on a 360-degree, mode. So we run a lot of student development programs. We have been running it very successfully in the higher education space. Being a campus ambassador program, you can represent, being a part of the campus ambassador program, you can represent your organization in the tech community. You get a platform to show, present yourself. Zthon, Hackathon, Ideathon, Champion League, that's the space you can apply your technical expertise and present yourself to the tech community out there. We have student-led newsletter initiatives, we have Xebia conclaves, X-Tech-TED, Blogathon, Zstellar. There are different initiatives. So in these 4 years of your academic journey with industry partner Xebia, you will be technically skilled, yes, but then you will be career inclined. You will have a clear vision after the 4 years that, what is the exact space that you want to enter and how do you really want to contribute to the digital space out there. We have a lot of opportunities on the innovation lab space. Being a DevOps professional, how can you contribute to the tech community out there in terms of the innovation, invention, research, commercializing that product? All those options, all those services are also being catered to here. Like I said, we provide, so these technology programs are stitched and woven into the content built by the industry experts, and that's catered through a platform, the learning management system that we call as the Digital Learn. You can see some glimpses out here, the courses that we host on this platform that is rich in analytics and reporting capabilities. So you can trace your academic journey from the technical expertise, leveraging the content, the rich repository by the industry and the academia experts, and then, formally being certified through a platform that we call as a digital earn that can add to your job or the job assistance towards the end of the program. You can meet the Xebia experts. So these are some of our very popular practitioners we have in different spaces from India and from across our global presence. You can find them on LinkedIn and follow for your digital inclination that you have. Like I said, we have our own repository and that we have built in sync with the academicians and industry practitioners. You can have access to all this repository. Basically, these just simplify the the takeaways of the technology. You can definitely go and be you can really find the awards and the recognition that Xebia has in the space of technology and the digital transformation. So I just wanted to quickly take you through us as an organization contributing to the digital space with different COEs, where DevOps and cloud is one of the strongest pillar out there. Now I would request Nurain, who's the practitioner and the senior consultant at Xebia, to take you through that journey of DevOps and how you can leverage this technology to build your career. Thank you.
Well, thanks for that, Priyanka. I think it's going to be difficult to match that energy now, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, so DevOps, right? That's what I'm here to talk about. But I just want to make sure that my screen is visible. So if somebody could help me with that, that would be great. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible. Please continue.
Oh, great. Awesome. Great. Okay, my bad. Okay, so, I'm not here to teach you guys what DevOps is. Yeah, there are great guys, there are great practitioners, as Priyanka has mentioned, who can do a way better job than me. Instead, what I would like to do for you guys is, explain or maybe introduce you to the mindset that is DevOps, right? And if you find yourself, remotely associated with the thought process which goes into DevOps, I think this could be a great career path for each one of you, right? So that's what I'm going to do, right? And the best way to, interact or understand a mindset is by seeing what's happening in the current world. After all, the entire point of industry partnership is to be in touch with what's happening in the real world, right? So I'm going to take just two cases, which I am personally very impressed by, share it with you, and from there we'll walk the journey of DevOps. I hope that sounds good enough. So let's start with the good. And for me, good is Marvel. It's always Iron Man. So let's start with Iron Man level stuff, right? And then comes Facebook or Meta. I mean, depending on how you want to see that. But did you guys know that Facebook as a company, and actually as a social media platform, has more than 10,000 different versions, right? 10,000 iterations or different variations of their app, of their website live at any given point of time. So it's highly likely if your friend and you are on Facebook at any given point of time, you probably have a different version of Facebook. 10,000. I mean, if you look at my history of all assignments and journals in my class, there wouldn't be that much variation there either. But they somehow managed to do this. Why do they do it? Why are there 10,000 versions of Facebook out there? And actually, it's a very interesting story. Not just Facebook, I mean, it's applicable to Instagram or any other social media websites. These guys have over-engineered the hell out of the platform. What they're trying to do is they're trying to experiment with the font size, the font color. What will make you guys as an audience stick to Facebook? And they do that by running these massive number of tests. They're collecting data, which again, we can talk about in another day, but the idea is they want to test out these variations and they want to perfect their platform. And one great way to do that is experiment, right? You need to keep experimenting. You need to keep delivering new ideas, new prototypes to your customers. Make them try it, make them experience it, see how they interact with it, and learn from their behavior instead of just doing like a survey. When's the last time we all filled surveys? Honestly, I hope we all do, because that's a good thing to do. Fill your surveys, guys. But that's the point, right? 10,000 versions of Facebook, constantly trying out new things, constantly perfecting their platform, making it one of the most popular social media platforms on the planet right now. And it's all thanks to this. But this is the good stuff, right? This is the good stuff which is happening in the software world, right? 10,000 versions. Great. But it's not always good. There are certain hiccups along the way. There are certain bad sides. And by bad, it has to be DC. Okay. I don't know if you like Superman or Batman, it doesn't matter. They are nothing as compared to Iron Man. Okay. So the bad part in 2020 shows how dated this presentation is. But in 2020, I think around November or December, Google went out. Right? Google was out for a couple of hours. I mean, you might have noticed your YouTube, Google search would have just stopped working, right? And the entire world took a big hit because of it. Even recently, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but one of the popular services, which is called Cloudflare, it's a CDN, it went out for hours, right? Causing even things like Netflix to stop working, you know, but it was in the middle of the night for us, so we probably didn't get affected much by it. But these things happen, right? Imagine if you are a company as big as Google, it doesn't matter. If you have an app for that matter, depriving your customer service is probably the worst thing you can do. It was reported that Amazon, the Amazon.com, the e-commerce platform, for every 1 millisecond latency, like even if they become slow by 1 millisecond, they kind of lose sales in hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the penalty of not delivering well. That's the penalty of your app going down these days. Right? That's the business impact of things going down. And why does this thing go down? Does it just stop working? Not really. The change of Google and even Cloudflare happened because they tried to deliver a new feature, something similar to what Facebook was trying to do, right? They tried to deliver a new feature, but it went wrong. And that one wrong cost them a huge sum of monetary value, right? So what do we learn from these two events? We learned that the key observation we can really pull out of this is that as a business, you know, and in the end, we're just developing software for a business use case at the end of the day, right? As a business, we constantly need to keep deploying new stuff, right? You need to do that. You just have to keep doing that to stay relevant, right? You need to keep upgrading yourself. You need to keep delivering. And if you don't do it fast enough, your competitor is going to build something faster and just leave you behind. So that speed, the agility is really important. But at the same time, releasing new features can cause massive blackouts. You can't afford that either. So you need to release these things fast, but you also need to do them reliably, which is kind of contradictory in nature. And I want you to remember these points, guys, because now we're going to get into a slightly boring part of the presentation, okay? So I want you to hang on with me, okay? But remember this point. There are two major requirements which is happening in this world. We want to deliver new stuff faster, but we want to release them reliably. And these are kind of fighting with each other at this point. Yeah, DevOps is to the rescue. How does it do it? Well, it just solves the problems. It helps you deliver new features faster. It helps you, deliver them more reliably. And it tries to do this by increasing team productivity and efficiency. That's the kind of goal. And let's just try to understand how software development works in a nutshell to see how DevOps kind of helps us achieve all of this, right? So this is an oversimplified view of how software development works. You write code, right? Everybody starts by writing code. You perhaps test it a little bit. Then you deploy it, you make it live, right? And after making it live, your work doesn't end there. You still need to monitor it. You need to monitor whether things are working well. You want to monitor if people are liking what you do. So you need to, just keep a tab on how things are flowing. And then once you have enough feedback, you'll probably code again to release new features, and the cycle goes on. Of course, it's a little more complicated than that, but this is in a nutshell, what the software development life cycle looks like. The first two aspects, the coding and testing, predominantly done by devs. Okay, it might vary depending on your organization, but I think it's pretty safe to say that coding and testing is going to be done by your developers. And the second side of the story, which is deploying and monitoring, that is something which is taken care of by something called the ops guys, the operation guys, right? So two kind of people we are seeing: devs, who we normally associate with, especially in our college days when we're coding and building crazy things. Those are the devs. But the people who maintain it, who make sure that it's live and they're monitoring it, all those guys are called operations. Okay, they're operating the app. Now these two segments is where some troubles start happening. And if you've even done a little bit of research on DevOps, I'm pretty sure you've heard of this mythical wall of despair, the wall which has caused all the agony in the world, the wall which you can see from outer space. Is probably larger than the Great Wall of China, I guess. But this wall is just this mythical creature which just causes sadness, nothing else. And it happens to be in the middle of devs and ops, right? And now if you remember what I said earlier, right? We want to deliver features faster, but we want to do it reliably. That is because the devs want change. Releasing new features is what the devs do, right? But making sure it's working is what the ops guys do. And these are two different people. These are two different profiles. So they don't like each other. The devs say, you know, have a new feature, but every time you're removing a new feature, it can cause a blackout. So the ops guys want to remove it. So what happens is the dev guys just shove their features down the ops guys, and they just have to somehow make it work. And that's where the Great Wall comes into the picture, right? It's a clash of goals. These both have contradictory goals which don't go well together, and they are forced to work together. And that's the problem. And the way DevOps tries to address it is by just eliminating the wall. Now, of course, you can't just make them work magically together. I mean, it's not going to happen, right? If they're fighting, they're going to keep fighting. You need a bigger change. You just can't like make them sit in the same room and solve the problem. You need a change of goals here, right? Somehow we need to change that behavior that the ops guys are resisting change. We need to change that aspect. So how do we do it? The best way is let's build something together. And I'm going to quicken up a little over here, try to speed up. So at this point, I'll definitely encourage you guys to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions in the QA box if you have any technical questions, because I'm going to be running through some of the things here. So do ask those, okay? We are going to be here till the end to maybe answer those. So let's build something which I always wanted in my engineering days, is online attendance and online assignments. If you guys have that, I don't like you, but I didn't have that, so I wanted, and you need to build this for me. So we need online attendance and online assignments. Let's just do it through a platform. So what do we do first? We develop, right? We code. We put on all-nighters. We write some JavaScript, Python. I don't know what languages popular these days, but we code. That's what we do. We do hackathons, right? And once we're done, once we're happy with how things look, we forward it to, you know, because this is like a college app, we forward it to our professors who can test it. Maybe they find some bugs with it. They could say that, hey, maybe this is not right. You know, maybe the UI needs to change a little. Maybe something is not working. And then they give it back to us. We code again, and then eventually things will work, and it's certified. Okay, so now we can say that, okay, this tool which we've just built, this app that we've just built, looks good. Moment of truth, it goes live. You finally take your app, you make it live for your entire university, everybody is happy, right? That's the ideal way things work. But something strange seems to happen in just a couple of weeks. You notice some professors complaining that all their classes, right, each one of them have 100% attendance, right? You're noticing people bunk. I'm not sure if I should say that aloud. I'm sorry, but that's not happening. But still, everybody has 100% attendance. What is happening? Sounds like a delight, but as a software developer, such bugs can cost you money. And for me, money is important. So what we just encountered here is called this little cute guy, a bug. A bug was found in the production version. Some student managed to exploit it and gave everybody 100% attendance. That's what happened in the post-mortem analysis, right? And the thing is, you can't get rid of bugs. No matter how much you test, there are always bugs which are just going to be there in your software. And this relationship we have with bugs is very eternal. You know, we can't survive without bugs. So wherever there are bugs, there ought to be a developer who created it. It has to be that way. But similar to how we deal with mosquitoes in a house, we need to use tools. We need to use something like an all-out. I don't know what tools you use, but we need tools to find this bug catching and bug squashing method. And again, going back to our life cycle, which we just saw, we can introduce some tooling, you know, some software components now to make the testing process perhaps better. So instead of just having humans test it, we can write some software which can test our applications for us. And we know that robots or software is much more reliable as long as we have the test cases defined out for us than humans, right? Similarly for monitoring, maybe a bug escaped, but what if we could catch that bug in production much faster than the student who could exploit it? What if we had some monitoring process who could capture this way early on so that we could stop the entire disaster from happening? So now what we are doing here is we're introducing software in the software development lifecycle process. So we're writing new software to make the process of writing software much more efficient. And that is getting the dev in the ops. So now instead of the ops guys just trying to run things, their goal in life is to write software so that the people writing your application can do it more reliably. I'm not sure if it makes a lot of sense, but that's what DevOps is in a nutshell. So instead of having these two groups work or fight amongst each other, you have one group which is focusing on writing the software for your application. You have another group which is focused on making it more reliable in terms of tooling, in terms of software to automate the entire process. In a nutshell, what is DevOps? You have a process. You have your software development lifecycle. And this process is going to be different for each organization. So if you are working Google, it's going to look different. If you're working Amazon, it's going to look different. It's always going to be different, right? And that's why there's no one DevOps tool which can solve every problem. There's no just one tool which you learn and it's the magic bullet, because every company is going to be different. Your job is trying to figure out the problem in the process. Like for us, just having human testers was a problem, and making sure that we have a good monitoring system was a problem. So you identify problems in the current step, which doesn't look right. You introduce new software to mitigate that problem, right? You develop software, or maybe you use some tool from the market like Jenkins, there are fancy tools out there. You can use those to solve those steps or to solve those problems to make the entire process more efficient. That's your job as a DevOps engineer. And just because these are commonly asked questions, because it seems like, developers are writing software, even DevOps guys are writing software. So what's the difference between these two guys? It's the objective or the reason they write software or what kind of software they write. Developers write code for apps, right? So of course, there's going to be a front-end component, there's going to be back-end, there's going to be database. That's what these guys do. They use tools like Go, Node.js, Java, React, JavaScript. I don't know. There are a bunch of tools which developers use. DevOps guys, on the other hand, they code for processes. So their code is not something which the client will ever see, but their code is making the process of releasing software much more efficient. And these are specialized tools to do this. There are tools like Jenkins, there's Kubernetes, you might have heard of Docker, GitHub Actions, Git itself is kind of like a DevOps tool in a way, which makes collaboration much easier. Now that's how you divide these two roles together, apart, my bad. What's the salary expectations you could have as a DevOps engineer? Well, it really depends on your experience at this point, because like I said, every DevOps process for every company is going to be different. Now, how good a match you are depends on how flexible you are, right? So if you are a guy who can, or a girl who can learn new things, learn these new softwares and understand these processes and, architect solutions, you're going to be on the higher side of things. But if you're just starting out, you might be on the lower side of things. And that's exactly where courses or integrated courses like these come in. They kind of help you patch the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical to help you go on the higher side of things, right? Well, that's it from my side. I'm Nurain. You can call me your tech bot. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. And if you want to learn more about DevOps, there's also a YouTube channel I run. You can definitely go and check that out. But yeah, that is it from my side. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision, and thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative presentation. And I believe the attendees must have got so much knowledge out of this. So yes, so we have few queries from our attendees. So with your permission, experts, can we take up those queries? All right. Okay, so we have a query from Rehan Pathan. He wants to know that what should be our mindset to learn AI/ML with Xebia. So anyone would want to answer to this?
So we are collaborated for DevOps and Cloud program with the Lovely Professional University. So Xebia has the specialization of DevOps and Cloud. So we are not into the space of AI and ML with LPU currently.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. We'll take up another query. So there's a this is by Sibyala Mani Kumar, if I'm pronouncing it right. So he wants to know that what if I don't get a job after the completion of my CSC course? He wants to know about
Can I answer that?
to have a guarantee that he'll get a job from you.
Job cannot be guaranteed, ma'am, but definitely all your skill set, the journey that you trace definitely makes you, ready for entering any, industry. I mean, any field that you want to get into. Specifically, if you are, doing these specialization courses like DevOps, along with the traditional courses that you take, you are on the on the upper edge. You are being mentored continuously by the industry practitioners. So you, and then the second aspect is something that is self. You have to take those opportunities, build on your skill set. There are several opportunities that you get. It's up to the individual how they would grab the opportunity and make the best out of those opportunities. So there is nothing like job guarantee. There is job assistance. We provide you different opportunities, whichever field you want to enter, whatever suits your career envisioning. I think that's somewhere somebody should enter. Guaranteed job. I mean, Noreen, you want to comment on that?
Gurasi,
So that's true. There is.
you like to comment on this? How we, as a part of LPU, would help a student to help him or her in placements.
Yes,
Exactly. I mean, yeah, sorry.
yes, the record is also saying the same, that we are getting more than 90% of the students getting placed, because uh, we accept the resumes, and we circulate the resumes in so many companies that if you have the skills, definitely you will crack one or two opportunities, I believe, if you have the skills.
Thank you so much, sir. So attendees are typing the queries. So till the time, we'll call our admission expert, Dr. Chirag Sharma, over here for the admission part, and after his part, we'll take up other queries. So Dr. Chirag, can we have you on the board?
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. You're perfectly audible, loud and clear.
So I'll be just explaining regarding the admission part and what are the important dates of this particular program. I'm sharing my screen for the same. Yeah. So directly, students can do one thing. They can directly go to nest.lpu.in. This is a website link that provides us all the programs from engineering to management to applied sciences. So many courses are there. Since we are talking about the engineering course, especially computer science engineering in association with Xebia. So the students need to select the engineering, and in engineering they need to select BTech. So from BTech, we can actually get access of what is the eligibility criteria of BTech, and what are the courses that we offer. So the courses that we are offering in BTech are BTech and BTech honors. So regarding the disciplines, I'll be just explaining those. So as you can see, downside, we have various courses like electronics and communication engineering, electronics and communication engineering with credit transfer. We're talking about computer science engineering. So I'm selecting that particular link. It directs me to another link that provides all the information regarding BTech computer science and engineering courses. So since this is a specialized course, which is in association with the company,
So we are unable to hear you. There's some kind of technical glitch at your end. Chirag, sir, we are unable to hear you.
But firstly, you need to understand regarding the eligibility part of it. The eligibility is 60% aggregate marks in +2 with physics, mathematics, and English. So it means you need to pass 60% marks in +2 examination. Along with, you have to qualify our national level examination, which is known as LPU Next. So firstly, you need to apply for LPU Next examination. For that, important dates I'm explaining. But at the moment you apply for it, you have to clear that, and you must get 60% of aggregate marks in +2. Or we are giving, if you are getting around 55 to 60% marks, but for that you need to belong in these categories, like you must belong to Northeast State or singing candidate or defense personnel, or you must be the ward of Kashmiri migrant. That is eligibility criteria if you are getting 55 to 60% marks. But again, if you're getting 60% or above, you need to qualify LPU Next examination. You can take admission in this particular program. So let me just explain you regarding the important dates. The important dates, the registration have started. We have a registration last day to apply for LPU Next examination is 15th of July. So guys, kindly apply for this course as soon as possible. We have slot booking of these exams are going till we have 26th of May. From 26th of May, the slot booking has started. So again, the last day to apply for the same is 15th of July. As soon as you apply or you pay money comparatively, so after that, what you need to do is you just have to select important dates, like the date of examination, that is till 20th of July. So you have to basically, the moment your result is declared within 1 day, because 24 hours working hours we declare the result, within 7 days you need to take admission. Let's say if you apply for the test for tomorrow, on 3rd of July your result will be out, so till 10th of July you need to take admission into this particular program. So let me just explain you the fees of this particular course. The fees of this particular course is 1,50,000 every semester. So every semester you have to pay 1,50,000, and 1,50,000 multiplied with 8, because there will be 8 semesters. That will be your entire fees. Entire fees. But again, we are giving scholarships, because we definitely on the students who are good in academics, along with who can attempt good tests. So we are giving scholarship either on the basis of your LPU Nest 1 cutoff. If let's say you give this LPU Nest examination and you come in top category cutoff, means category cutoff 1, your fees will be reduced. 1,50,000 will you will get the scholarship of 57,000. So 1,50,000 minus 57,000, so it means your fees will be reduced to 93,000 every semester. So it means 57,000 scholarship you are getting as per the qualification in either LPU Nest cutoff 1, or you have 95% or plus marks in +2 examination, or you have JEE means percentile either equal or more than 95. So either of these categories, if you belong, by default you get the scholarship of 57,000, provided you qualify our LPU Nest examination. You have to apply for it. So last date I have explained you is 15th of July. So again, if you are falling in category 2 cutoff, your scholarship will be reduced. Your scholarship will be 42,000 every semester. So your fees will be reduced to 1,08,000. It's not going to be 1,50,000. It will be 1,08,000. That is applicable for all the 8 semesters. And if you fall in category 3 cutoff, or you have percentage in +2 from 80 to 89.99%, you will get the score. You have given the
Chirag sir, your video has been stuck. It's stagnant.
And after 1 day of your test, your result will be out. I hope I have clear doubts regarding the admission eligibility, scholarship, as well as important dates. So if there is any question, I'll answer.
No, sir, thank you so much for the detailed information, and that's why we don't have any query related to this. Thank you so much. Now, can I have our experts with us from the Xebia team as well as from LPU, Mr. Gurasi, sir? Can we have you on board? All right. Okay. So we'll take up the queries. Because of the dearth of the time, we'll take only few queries attendees. So yes. So, sir, there is another query which is very interesting, and I would like Mr. Nurain to answer to this. So the query is that a student wants to know that what kind of experience. Oh, he left the conversation. All right. So Gurasi, sir, you can answer this. That okay, go ahead. Right. So the student attendee wants to know that what kind of complications you have faced during your academic that they will not face with the collaboration of this industry interface in their course.
Actually, that's
So
a
what
very
is the
good question.
advantage? What is the takeovers?
Right. So I mean, I come more from a college called BJTI, which is in Mumbai, and we had no industrial associations in my college. But my college did have a lot of academic research, right? So I can talk the difference academic versus industry. That's something which I can do firsthand because I come from the academic research background, and now I'm in industry, right? The biggest problem I see in a lot of academy research is that the topics are great, the tech is great, you learn stuff undoubtedly. Unfortunately, it really misses out on the practical challenges when you go on implementing these tech, right? For example, when we were doing a lot of research on AI, we had this data, we prepared that data, we created models and we deployed it. All that was cool. But in the real world, you never get data. And that was the point where a bunch of us just stop. Even in DevOps, we think that, okay, we have this tool, we have this script, we'll just run it. But then in the real world, you realize you don't even have access to the servers where you need to run this. How do you do that? I mean, a lot of the challenges which are there outside the scope of the tool is what happens in the real world. And what you can expect in industry tie-ups is an awareness. You might not learn to mitigate all the problems for sure, but I think there'll be a touch of awareness of the limitations of pure technologies and the realism of practical scenarios. And I think that's something you should highly look forward to. And even if it's not covered in the curriculum, because there's so much to cover, your instructors, they know stuff. They know stuff, they've done stuff, they've got their hands dirty. And just the ability, the exposure which you have by just asking questions, it's incredible. I mean, I would have saved so many years of my college. I mean, there were so many things I had to unlearn and relearn once I joined Xebia. I think I would have saved a lot of time there. So I think that's a good question. And these are things which help you in a better job. So yeah, it changes your interview, it changes a lot of things.
Good to know, to hear about your experience, sir. Thank you so much. All right. So we'll take up another query. So we'll take up another query from Jeswin. He wants to know that what kind of online certification courses and internship or is internship will be available by the company. Ma'am, you are not audible. Can you please switch on your mic? I'm unable to hear you. Anyone else can hear, ma'am?
No, ma'am. Pinta ma'am, I'm unable to hear you.
So, ma'am, there might be an internet glitch or connectivity issue at your end. No. No, ma'am.
No, you are not audible.
Gurasi sir, by the time you can answer to this, if there are any online certification courses or internship will be provided by the company.
Well, there are internships, like there are 4-week internship and 6 months internship as well that has been provided by Xebia in the 4-year degree course. Apart from the same, their students will get the opportunity to have the interaction time to time with the Xebia personnel via seminars and the webinars as well. So they will be availing good opportunities.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up last but not the least question. I don't know this question is ethical for the webinar, but I'll take up the query. It's from Pinu Jaswal. He wants to know that would we get to know how to hack phone numbers during the course? I don't know if this is ethical or not. You can answer it better, sir.
For this, they have to learn ethical hacking, which would not be the part of this particular course, DevOps. So I don't think that it will be taught to them exactly.
Thank you so much, sir. Rinko ma'am, can you say something? Let's see if we can hear you. No, ma'am. All right.
Okay.
So with this, we'll okay. Hello. So with this, we'll conclude today's webinar. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, experts from Xebia, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And attendees, I would must say that decisions determine destiny. So you should take your decisions widely and decide your own date and take the admissions as soon as possible. So thank you so much, experts. I would like to express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution to our webinar, which was entitled as Delve into the World of DevOps with Xebia. And my deepest gratitude goes to all who attended this webinar and make it such a successful one. And experts, I'm sure your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to choose the right path. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.